everybody, welcome to Bones Collector. In this video today, I know what all of you are thinking, and what's foremost in your minds is what is the old Bones Collector playing this week? So I want to talk to you about the games that I played this week. It was a week where I worked 5 days, and so time was at a premium, and so I couldn't really dig out a bunch of big, heavy Euro games like you see behind me. Those are for like the weekends. But during the week, I played these games, and I'm going to tell you which ones I played. Number one, CV. I don't know if any of you have played this game or not. I mean, I've had it for a number of years in our board game library. And CV is exactly that. You're going to build a CV. And you can have your dream job, you can get your master's and your PhD, and of course all these cards that you're going to be collecting are building you an engine, and you'll be able to have extra dice to roll because it is a dice roller. And if there's anything about the game that's a little bit worrisome sometimes is it can be swingy. If you got somebody that rolls good dice and just keeps doing that, they can really outscore the other players. And when we played our game, I just happened to be on a hot streak rolling the dice, and if you roll 3 smiley faces, you get to pick any card in the offer that you want, and for nothing? Yeah, for the roll of 3 smiley faces. So I did that like 3 or 4 times and was able to get these big money cards to score me lots of points. So that was kind of crazy. I usually don't roll that good. But the game is a lot of fun, and that's why we keep it and why we have it. It's simply a lot of cards, as you can see. There's just a lot of cards that go with the game, and dice. And you're going to be rolling these dice, rolling them bones, and building your CV, and it's just an engine builder that's kind of random because you're using dice to do that. But there is some strategy to it. You want to make the right choices as to what cards you're going to put on top, because if you buy cards that are from the same category, you have to choose one to put on top. You can't have them all of that category. So that's kind of a little bit of what the strategy is about. But it comes with a really, really nice insert, and we put these plastic token covers on top of some of the cardboard tokens that come with the game, and the board slips right in here on top of that. And I really like that because when you go to play a game, an insert that helps you with setup is priceless, because you don't want to have the your game time spent setting up. So that's pretty nice, and that's CV. We had a great time playing it. It's been out for quite a few years. It says here 2015 on the box, but yeah, we've had it for a while, and we enjoy playing it. We enjoy some of the comedy on the cards, because that's always fun to look at. So yeah, CV, that was one of the games I played this week. Let me set down here. Another game we played called Targhee. And Targhee has been out for quite a few years. I don't know how many what print run this is. It's either second or third or something, because it says 2018 on the box. It's been out for quite a number of years. And one time I wanted the game so bad, I saw it on Amazon and I ordered it, and it came to the house and it was in German. So I had to sell it. I could have went through and you can redo the cards and stuff in English so that you can understand it, but I didn't want to bother with that. I just waited until I was able to pick up an English copy of Targhee, and that's what I have in my hand right here. And I love this game. Now, it's a 2-player only game, and it's a very thinky game. You really have to strategize in this game. You're going to lay out a 5x5 grid of cards, and on the outside of the grid, it's called the border cards, and the inside of the grid are going to be tribal cards and goods cards. So you have your tribal cards and goods cards, and there's 9 of them in the middle, and then the outside are border cards. You have little figurines they call Targhees, and you're going to have 3 of those, and you lay those on the outside on the border cards, which are your action selections. You're going to take 3 of your Targhees and choose those 3 of those cards on the border and put your Targhees on there, and then, yeah, we'll set that right there. And then you're going to also take the action of the intersection of those 3 Targhees that you put on the board. So you'll have 2 markers that you'll put on the inside cards to show you you're going to take those two actions also. And man, that becomes pretty difficult because there's certain rules of where you can put your Targhee. There's a robber, which is a dummy Targhee that you're moving around the border of the cards, so he takes up a space, and then you can't place your Targhee across from one of your other Targhees, and you can't place your Targhee across from an opponent's Targhee. So that gets to be pretty thought-provoking as you're trying to weave your strategy to get as many points as you can in this game, and most points wins at the end of the game. But you're putting together, it's a set collection game, and a little bit of an engine builder, but the little engine builder mechanisms that they give you on the cards are like a reduction of one resource or something to the next time you buy one of those cards, and things like that. But boy, it really puts you through its paces for a little game, and it's a lot of fun. We've had it for quite a while, and I don't know, I'm not sick of it yet. So that's Targhee by Cosmos Games, and Andreas Steiger was the game designer, and that's been around for a while, but man, that's a really good game. Check that out sometime. Alright, what else did we play? We played Barren Park by Phil Walker Harding. I have 4 games of his. I do not have Sushi Go. I believe he was the designer of Sushi Go, and we didn't keep that game. But we have Cacao by Phil Walker Harding. We have Gizmos. We have Gingerbread House. And we have Barren Park. I love all 4 of those games, and they are all 4 in my library currently. I enjoy playing all 4 of them, and Barren Park is wonderful also. And you can, there are some mixed feelings about the theme of this game, Bear Parks. You know, it's, I don't know. I'm not going to get into that. But you are in charge of building the best bear park that you can, and you do it in a Tetris-style fashion where you have a market of tiles that you are going to be selecting tiles from this market, placing them on your player board, and the way you do that is your player board has certain icons on, a cement truck and a bulldozer, and as you cover those up, it opens up certain parts of the market board to you, and you're going to select those, try and put together some set collection for bonus tiles on your board, and build that Barren Park. And your board gets bigger and bigger as you go. You get extra boards to build on. And my wife Lori made a beautiful bear park. Hers went sideways and up and down, and I just built mine straight in a line. I'm not creative. I didn't care. I just wanted to win, and I did. So that's the way Barren Park works. But I love this game. It's that beautiful complexity that you can set it up, play this game, and it makes you think quite a bit during the game, and you got it back in the box, and you're done in 60 minutes. And I tell you what, that's what I really, really love. Most of the games that we play during a work week are 60 minutes or less, and Barren Park hits the mark in a big way. It's a wonderful game by Phil Walker Harding. I can highly recommend this game, or any of the games that you've seen me show you on this video. I mean, obviously, they're in my library, and they're not going away anytime soon. So that's Barren Park. Okay, next game that I played this week is Via Nebula by Martin Wallace. Yes, Martin Wallace, the creator of a lot of great big Euros like Brass Birmingham and Brass Lancashire. And he's done a railroad game that's very... Railways of the World? I don't know if it's him or not. But this is my favorite game by Martin Wallace. I had London, and I didn't keep London. It just didn't... It didn't hit home with Lori and I. But this game, I'm telling you, is so underrated. Via Nebula takes place in an imaginary land covered in mist, and you are charged with building it back up, and you have to cover up fog spaces with tiles off your player board in order to make pathways that would allow you to move resources to building sites that you have on the board. And that sounds easy, but it is not, because when you're trying to move resources to the building sites, you only want to move resources that you have to have. And that can be, there's some strategy to make that happen. Because if you have extra resources on that building site, you can still build that building, but all those extra resources come back to your player board. You have to put them in their warehouse, and if you don't get rid of them by the end of the game, they're -1 point. And at the end of the game, wherever you have one of your, what are those guys called? I can't remember. One of your workers on the game board, and there's resources on that space, those are -1 point also. Any resources on a building site that belongs to you are -1 point at the end of the game. So I'm telling you, when you, that mechanic where you're going to have to subtract all of that from your score it really shades and changes the way you play this game. And it's something that a lot of people look at this game and say, oh, it's a gateway style game. It is for Martin Wallace. You know, he designed some big heavy Euros, but he did a beautiful job in this game, and I love it. It's cards, it's got some card mechanic to it, and where you can buy cards that give you certain benefits. Beautiful, beautiful game insert that eases with setup, and it has wonderful wooden buildings that you build onto the board. Come on out of there. But all these, it's a 4-player game, so you have 4 different types of buildings that belong to each individual player. And look at that insert. That just helps so much. If I can tilt that up without spilling everything, that helps so much in what you are doing as far as game time on the table, because it helps you with setting it up and you can get into playing very quickly. And I love this game. Again, you have the cards, it's a tile laying game, worker placement. It does all those things in this one game via Nebula, and it has 2 different sides to the board, so you can play a more difficult game if you wish, so you can ramp it up, and that's always cool. And man, I tell you what, this game doesn't get enough good press via Nebula. The more I play it, the more I love it. It's, I mean, you can work a little bit in this game, and I like that. But it doesn't take a long time to play, and I like that too. So that's Via Nebula by Martin Wallace. Okay, Luxor by Rudiger Dorn. Luxor just came out last year, I think, and it was nominated for the Spiel des Jahres with Azul and the Mind, and in my book, this should have won. I mean, I love playing Luxor. In this game, you have a board, and the board is simply a path that your adventurers or your workers are going to take and try to get to the tomb of the pharaoh and collect the sarcophagus for the most points. And if you get the first 2 people in there, you get an extra 13 points for the position on the board. You get the sarcophagus bonus, and that ends the game. And the winner, the one with the most points, wins the game. It has a scoring track around the outside of the board. There's various things that are going to happen during the game where you're going to move your scoring marker, and is a set collection game where you're going to pick up tiles along the path that you're going to follow to try to get to the tomb, and that's really cool. But the coolest thing about this game is the hand management mechanic that it uses to move all of your adventurers. You have 5 cards in your hand. You can only play, and the cards have a number on them. You know how many spaces you can move. 1, 2, 3, I think up to 5, and then there's other cards that let you minus or move backwards if you wish, because some of those tiles require 2 and 3 of your adventurers to sit on that tile before you can take that and score those points. So that hand management thing is a big deal. And you have a special group of cards called, I can't think of it.
Is it Horus?
Horus cards, yeah, thank you. My editors helped me out. Yeah, the Horus cards. And it's a separate board, and those cards give you some special abilities when it comes to movement. And you put those in your hand, and now you've got something special to work with. And once you discard those, they stay in the deck. So those are introduced into the game off the Horus board, and you have to land on a Horus tile to take one of those cards. So you have to ask yourself, am I happy with this hand? Is this hand working out for me? Do I need some more flexibility? If it is, I need to go to one of those Horus tiles so that I can take one of the Horus cards, put it in my hand, and introduce it into the game to get some more things going on. But man, that's the fun part of this game, is managing your hand to develop your strategy to score as many points as you can and win. Luxor by Rudiger Dorn. Rudiger Dorn, I also have Mercado by Rudiger Dorn, an auction game that's a lot of fun, and of course Istanbul, which is right up there as one of my favorite games of all time. I just love that game. But yeah, that's Luxor. I played that this week. I'm still in love with it. Yep. All right, the last game I'm going to talk about is published by Bezier Games. The developer is Lucas Hedgren. He was the designer of the game, and it's called Subdivision. Subdivision is, gosh, it's one of my very, very favorite tile laying games. It's one of my favorite city building games. I like it much better than Suburbia. Suburbia, of course, insanely popular by Ted Alspach. but I like this one better, and the reason is it's more tense. The tension is far greater in this game. You have to build your subdivision on a board, where in Suburbia you can sprawl. You know, it just goes and goes and goes. But this, you have that board, and on that board are negative little numbers on there, and you have to cover those up, or you're going to score those points against you at the end of the game. Not only that, you have a die you have to roll, and that die has certain colored icons on it. If it comes up with a blue teardrop, you can only build on the blue teardrop space. If it comes up with gold, you can only build on the gold space. If it comes up with red, you can only build on a red space. And so that just racks your brain, and you can get around that if you have enough money, and money's so tight in this game. You can spend $2 to change and put that tile, or you don't really change the dice, but you can put that tile on any other space if you spend the $2. But I'm telling you, I don't think you never have more than $6 or $8 in this game. So spending $2 is a big deal. Most of the time, you have $2 or $4 or something like that. So it's very, very tight. You have to build roads. Your tiles have to have access to a road in order to score them at the end of the game, get 5 bonus points. There's just so much going on in this beautiful little design. You can set it up, play it, put it back in the box. You're done in 45 minutes to an hour, and your head is still buzzing from the excitement and the intellectual juices flowing. That's Subdivision. And those are the games I played this week. And thank you for watching The Old Bones Collector. I love every one of those games. I can highly recommend them to you. If you ever get an opportunity, or if you're putting together a board gaming library, those games right there would be absolutely fabulous to see in there and play. So thank you very much. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. I love every one of you guys. Keep on board gaming, because it's the best hobby on the planet. Bye-bye.